We're looking at two features that you might find useful from Excel. The first one is called freezing rows and columns. Now there might be a situation where you have a large amount of data, such as we have here in this Excel data list. If we scroll down, you'll see it's quite a long list, but as we get down near the bottom or halfway down, you may then look at the data you have and then ask yourself, well, what is this number over here? Is it their bonus? Is it how much they earn? Is it how much we pay them off? These numbers here, or these dates here, what are these? Is this when they joined the company, when they left, when they retired? So we've got no idea, and the reason being is because we've lost the titles from the top of the page. If we scroll back to the top, here's our title row in row 3. So what we want to do is to be able to freeze that title so that when we scroll down it doesn't disappear off the top of the screen. Now for this we're going to click in cell A4, and there's a reason why we're clicking in that particular cell, A4, and that's because when we turn on the option of freezing, it will freeze everything above and to the left. Now we don't have anything to the left because we're at the far left of the sheet anyway, hence the reason why we've clicked in the A column. But we do want to freeze everything above. Once you've clicked in A4, you then move onto the ribbon bar called View, and from that ribbon bar you'll see there's a button called Freeze Panes, and when you click on that it pops down a small menu and you want the first option, Freeze Panes. Now when you click on this it doesn't appear to have done much. However, if we now begin to scroll down the page, you'll notice that as I scroll down the records, the top of the sheet remains frozen. If we turn that off, we go back to freeze panes and unfreeze panes. Now, what if we had a sheet that was not only long in length, but it also had lots of columns, and they go off the side of the screen? And you know the problem here is that when we begin to scroll to the right, this happens, and when we get to something like this and we say, well, who was this who earned £7,000? Of course, if we look to the left, we've lost the name of the employee. So if we come back, we want to stop these two columns from moving so we can freeze them. We also want to stop the titles again from moving from the top. So we click in cell C4. Remember, the rule is wherever you're clicked it will freeze everything above and to the left. So now we go back to the same button, Freeze Panes, and click on Freeze Panes again. And as well as scrolling down and keeping the titles static, if I was to move to the right, you'll notice that the two columns, first name and surname, will remain static. So we scroll across and you can see that these two columns remain where they are. Another similar feature that's available in Excel is called Split. Now this particular button is just next to the one we've just used, Freeze Panes, and it's called Split. Now it follows the same rules. Wherever you are in the sheet it will split it above and to the left. So why would we use Split? Well, say for example you were viewing data at the top here of this long sheet, but you were also doing some work or viewing something right at the bottom. Maybe I'm doing some work down here, or maybe there's a chart down here that I want to look at the same time. Well, rather than keep scrolling backwards and forwards to the top and to the bottom, we could split this sheet in half. So for example, I'm going to click in A11. Now the reason I'm clicking there is because when I turn on the split, it will split above and to the left, and there is nothing to the left. We go up to the button called split, and you'll notice it's put this thin grey line across the sheet. That's where the split has occurred. If I was to now click in the lower half and scroll down, you'll notice that I can scroll to the very bottom of the sheet. So now in my one screen, I'm looking at the very top of my page and also the very bottom. Now that could be useful if I'm copying and pasting information from here to here, or moving stuff, or I just want to view two different areas of the sheet at the same time. Now you don't have to worry if you do any changes down here or up here, because they are one and the same sheet. It's almost like a mirror image, so it's not two separate copies, it's like a mirror image. And to prove that, if I scroll to the top in the lower half, there you can see whatever I do in one will occur in the other. To turn off the split, you click back on the button called split to remove that.